It's round 26 NRL action from Olympic Park in Melbourne. It's the Melbourne Storm at home to the Manly Warringah Sea Eagles. The Storm have a couple of changes. In the centre, in jumper number 18, Matt King will play just his second first-grade game. David Kidwell moves to lock, with Glenn Turner going to the interchange bench. The man off the bench for the Melbourne Storm in jumper number 15 is Ryan Hoffman. The coach is Craig Bellamy. For Manly, they are as per program. Scott Donald and Stephen Menzies will play their 24th game of the season. Also on the interchange bench playing his 24th game of the season is Anthony Watmow. The coach for the final time for Manly is Peter Sharp. Paul Simpkins is our first grade referee. 183 first grade games.
You all clear, Westy, are we?
And the Melbourne Storm will defend the southern end of Olympic Park. Manly, the northern end, and the Melbourne Storm will get first use of the football. An important game for the club. They need to win to assure themselves finishing in 5th place when they have first use of the football. This is David Kidwell. Tackled on the 30-metre line. Now Marcus by, and listen to the crowd as Marcus takes the ball up.
Yeah, I wouldn't be expecting too many frills from this Melbourne Storm. They've got to maintain their structure. They don't want to get into a you score, us score deal with Manly, because the Manly side can handle it. They keep it straight, they keep it pretty structured up the middle. This could be a comfortable victory for the Melbourne Storm.
Kearns driven across field. Now it comes from Cameron Smith. Looking for touch. Torrens is coming across. This is a very good kick. The chase is good also. King is there. Have they forced him back in the field of play? No, they haven't.
For Freeman, Moala and King, magnificent chase there on that kick chase. Tremendous. And look at the defence here by Melbourne. They've come here to play tonight. They know how important this game is. The Manly players, once again, go behind the sticks, something they've been used to in the last 9 weeks.
Spot on the money there, Gary. They want to leave their last home game here at Olympic Park chock-a-block full of confidence, and the only way they'll do that is with a solid victory.
You see the defence there that the Melbourne players have got themselves there in numbers. Putting pressure, the players taking it up from the line. Poor drop out there by the Manly side.
And here's Marcus again, and there's the crowd. The roar goes up.
Team one.
He is such a crowd favourite here in Melbourne, and he plays at 22 out from the line. Kidwell, another hit up for him down the blind side. They're about 15 metres out from the goal line now. Here come the Storm. Orford. Now to Kearns, running across field slightly. The Storm chanters up. 9 metres out from the goal line. Melbourne, first opportunity to put points on the board. Orford, the runners are there. Billy Slater pushes away from McGuinness, who comes again to make the tackle about 5 metres out from the goal line. Here's Orford. Reynoldson, defence up quickly. Tackle made by Hermono. Last tackle here. Smith going the short side. Kick for King. It's off legs. Dived upon by Manly, and the referee said Hermono wasn't in front of the last man to touch the ball. So the Manly defence, which has been under pressure in recent weeks, hold early.
And they had to. They really had to try and put up a fight here tonight, being their last game away. They wouldn't like to be leaving Melbourne. Loss of another 50 points. One of the interesting things here, Mark, are that the night games that Melbourne have played, they've played 15 so far. They've won 12 and lost 3. Manly have played 10 and only won 2.
And I can tell you the Storm can, the Manly can leak some points. 476 they've given away this year.
Here's Billy Slater with a chance to return the football. He's up towards the halfway line. What a season he has had. 19 tries, just needing one more to equal the club record. Held by this man, Marcus By, and Matt Geyer also have scored 20 tries. And you wouldn't put it past Billy Slater to grab a couple tonight.
He's currently 5th on the all-time rookies record for try scorers with 19.
This is Orford. Inside Reynoldson. Now comes back to Smith. Orford, Robinson, Orford again. Into a bit of space. Coming on the inside. Good defence though from Creary. The ball's gone forward. Even if Orford was able to stay in the field of play. The wing 3/4 Mitch Creary did very well there. Penalty.
Leave him alone. Drove him around the head.
First of the night. Going against the Melbourne Storm. Manly under siege at the moment.
They are, but they defended very, very well, especially down this right-hand side. Good defence by Mitch Creary. Coming up with a tackle. Orford looked like he was away, trying to turn Fafita Moala back on the inside. Manly now they've got to work it out of their own danger zone.
That's one, stand up.
Well, they haven't had a great deal of possession. This will be their first test with the pill.
Here's Wooden towards the halfway. Kearns in there to make the tackle with Reynoldson. The 2 front rows for Melbourne combining. Here's Ferris inside to Harris. Over the halfway line by about a metre.
Hold.
They come right. Dawn, Hamono charging. Straight there at Orford and Robinson who make the tackle. Reynoldson comes in to assist. That's the 40-metre line he's playing it on. King, good tackle there from Peter Robinson, right round the legs. Last tackle here for Manly. Dawn now, putting it high in the air. It's a cross field. No one wants it. Menzies is there. They let it bounce. Scott Donald. It's on the ground. Still no one wants it. It's kicked there by Ferris. That'll be play on.
Play on.
Cameron Smith is the man who's come up with the ball, but no one really knew who wanted, who didn't want it. Manly, they need to attack the ball. This will be a penalty.
Stand up.
It's good work by Cameron Smith
No,
to
the
put
kicker's in front.
pressure on the kicker. The wobbly one. Come good for the Melbourne side once again. They'll work themselves out of their own half.
Here's Stephen Kearney up towards the halfway line.
Stand. Hands off.
Reynoldson over that mark. About 8 metres before the defence springs into ground.
Make it here.
Menzies was in there. King and Randall also. Here's Guy out. Kidwell's lost it. It's on the ground. McDougall's picked it up. So a turnover there for the Melbourne Storm.
Play 0.
And Manly survives again. Menzies out of acting half. Up towards halfway.
Let him go.
Kearns there with the defence. So too Kearney. I thought he may have lost the ball. Here's Hamono.
2.
Had the arm free. Dawn coming just a little bit too late.
Down there, Luke.
Ferris with the little kick. Here comes Creary. Can he get the bounce? No, he doesn't. Fafita Moala was in very close to the play the ball, and Creary had a little bit of space down there on the wing, but the bounce not going his way.
Yeah, Jason Ferris making sure he had a look at the back there, seeing how far Billy Slater was back. He's right in the middle of the field too, so he knew there was plenty of room for Mitch Creary to go down that right-hand touchline. The bounce just wasn't favourable.
Here's King playing just his second first-grade game for the Melbourne Storm via Cronulla Norths and been with North Sydney, that is, and Norths in Brisbane this year. Played for Queensland residents, and here he is again.
Yeah, he's the 7th Melbourne rookie that they've blooded this year, the Storm.
Robinson.
That's 3.
About 8 short of the halfway line. Orford. Kearns. What a year he has had for the Melbourne Storm. The offload. Back to Orford. They've got numbers. Kidwell. He straightens the attack. Guy is on the inside. He pushes away from Ferris. He looks for support. Here's Billy Slater. He's dropped it with the line wide open.
Oh, of course, I've gone too early. I saw him coming down that left-hand side. Billy Slater. This will be a penalty
Never
against
there.
them.
Either stand up or back. You're offside.
What about Billy Slater? How many tries would he have scored if he hadn't have coughed up all the balls he's coughed up this year? Because he has been in position to score a number of tries and just hasn't been able to hang on to the football.
Well, I'd like to score some of the tries he has scored, but I think he was just a little bit unlucky there. Kidwell, great break down that right-hand touch. Turned the ball back inside. He was going to score underneath the post, but like you said, Russell, he just didn't handle the ball.
Here's Wooden up towards the 40. So Manly survive again. Still 0-0. Had about 8 minutes of play. They go left. King back to Randall. Really know that Randall was expecting to get the ball back from the front row. Here's Ferris. That's out Torrens. Finds Hamono. He takes it towards Orford, Robinson and King, and they make the tackle. McGuinness, he's lost that.
Stand up with it, Sol. You've lost it. Putting it down too quick, mate. Stand up with it.
Solomon Hamono looking at the big screen saying, have another look at it. I don't think I dropped that ball. Referee Simpkins was in great position. He does let it go right. I've seen plenty of play the balls go. Be let go like that. It's a little bit hard done by, I reckon.
Absolutely.
No secret though, Solomon Hamono is looking to target the halfback, Orford, when he takes the ball to the line.
Back, wait.
Slater. Slow to his feet to play the ball. Here's Kidwell. Hasn't he been involved early in the game?
He's had a great season, hasn't he? David Kidwell. In the whole of the Melbourne side so far this year, playing in centre, playing the second row, played lock. He's done a job as now. Marcus Bai doesn't the crowd go up once he touches the ball.
They'd love to see him score tonight in this final home game. Kearns out the back again, another offload. This time to Cameron Smith. Here's Orford kicking on the last. It's a wobbly old kick. Tough one for Torrens, who did well. 10 out from his own line, but a great chase from Melbourne. And Robinson with the tackle. Here's Creary across field before straightening. And Kidwell in there to make the tackle. McGuinness. Smith had had his back turn and then made the tackle. Thought he may have been close to being offside, but he'd gone the 10. The referee said play on. Here's Wooden. Some metres there for Manly. As Harris will play it just short of halfway. Here's King. Last tackle for Manly, just inside Melbourne territory. Ferris. The spiral bomb. Slater has it covered. 10 out from his own line. What can he do here? Straight through. Up to the halfway. He's only got one to beat. Torrens to beat. Oh! He'll go. He'll send him off for sure.
Let's hope Slater's okay.
He's up straight away. I don't think he'll be sent off.
You're going to swing at him, okay? He's too high.
That makes it very difficult now. The Manly side down to 12 men. The Torrens set off. Credit to Billy Slater, though. You've got to say that the kid got hit high, but he got up straight away. Looked back at Albert Torrens and said, don't worry about it, I'm fine.
I don't think Simpkins had any option there. Of course, he sent Simon Wolford off last time he had a Manly game at Brookvale Oval. That was the last time he sent a player from the field. And now Manly, who've had enough trouble defending with 13, have to defend with 12. And here they go for Peter Moala. Creary had gone to fullback, no winger there, and the Melbourne Storm score straight away. 4-0 with a kick to come. There's going to be a caution here. Jason King's had a few words to say, and he's going to be called out by Paul Simpkins. In fact, it's Wooden coming out.
Play the ball, you stand on the side, in that sleeper position, okay? We've detected it. If you stand there and there's an obstruction, penalty will go against you. So you've got the ball, don't lose it.
I'd like to know where these referees have come up with this sleeper position. Something I've never heard of in rugby league. It was just a case of you've been a little bit tired, but they've got another name. He steps off his left here. Albert Torrens goes a fraction high. Right around his scon. I know, Russell, you're looking at me funny. I'm trying to protect the kid, but there is no way of that. Then play on from there. They just outnumber them down that left-hand side. Fafita Moala comes up the first try from Melbourne, which I think, Russell, there is a lot more that's going to be coming. Yes. In this first half and in the next 40.
Certainly come on strong for Fafita Moala in the back half of this season. 7 tries to date, just 1 tonight, but he was scratching very early in the piece, had some injuries early in the season, but now he's a fully fledged member of this Storm outfit and certainly carrying his weight every time he takes the paddock. But just too clever, the Melbourne Storm. Saw numbers on the short side, a cutout pass. Fafita Moala did the rest like a good winger should, and now Matt Orford has this to put them 6 points up.
From close to the junction of the 20-metre line and the touch line, Matty Orford just hooked a little bit too much. And so the Melbourne Storm continue this amazing record they have of having scored a try in every game they've played in since they've come into the competition. They lead by 4 points to 0. Craig Bellamy looks on. He will be hoping that his side don't relax against the side with 12 men.
And sides have the capacity to lift sometimes when they've cut down to 12. It's not over.
It's going to be very hard for Manly, though. They certainly do start slow, Manly, conceding the first points in 19 of 24, which is the most in the NRL. And there's another high-ish tackle from Harris. Came off the ball, says the referee. So he saw it well.
Nowhere near the ball, just quietly.
Smith finding Kearney. Orford going to kick early, had to reach for it. Inside the 20, but Donald has it covered well. Good chase here from Melbourne, though. There's no way through for Scott Donald. And now Manly in possession of the football. which they haven't seen for some time.
I've got to say they're a bit tired, a lot of defence, slow to get back. This will be the second tackle, and they're still getting themselves organised.
Solomon Amono, 5 short of halfway. Well, he didn't pick the ball up again when he got up to play that after losing possession before.
The hard thing is when you're down the 12-man mark, you really start to run out of dummy half and just go one off the ruck, trying to control the ball as much as possible and give the opposition as less time with the ball. And it makes it a very, very tight game.
Dawn, I should say, with the kick. It's between By and Slater. They let it bounce, and luckily for Marcus, it's a very good bounce for him. And here's Billy Slater. He's into space. Creary to beat. He's around him. Geez, I would like to have seen a race between Scott Donald and Billy Slater. That would have been all right. But the tackle was made by McDougall. Here's Bell. Every time he gets the ball, Billy Slater.
He's very exciting, especially on that short side.
Benefit of the doubt there, none there.
The play of the ball's just getting a little bit messy now, where the Manly side really trying to hang on for dear life. They know they're under all sorts of pressure. With 25 minutes in this half to go on. Kirk Reynolds takes it forward. He's had a great season too for the Melbourne side.
About to see the first interchange from Manly. Looks like Aaron Cannings is going to come on, but here comes the Storm. King has lost it and regathered it somehow, and is still going, and almost he's lost it now, surely. He has. Word from the touch judge. Just tried to do a little bit too much after he regathered.
He's exciting. Another kid coming through. Fairly good hairdo at the same time, Russell. Young King let go of the ball, grabbed hold of it, and then the next minute he tries to promote the ball once again. He knows Fafuida Moala's free, and he just loses at the last second. Ruining the chances arm, this young kid, which is good to see.
Brent Wooden coming off. Aaron Canning's going on for Manly. Here's McGuinness. Randall. No way through there. Melbourne Storm aware that Chad Randall likes to get out of acting half and pick up some metres. Here's Ferris. Now Harris. Geyer in there to do the defensive work, so too Kidwell. He's lost it.
Go ahead. None there. No, none there.
Down to 12, you can't afford to be turning the football over when you're in possession like that.
That's exactly right, Mark. Mistakes with the football while you're in possession. Just no go for this Manly side. And there we just saw it there. Sam Harris thinks there were some arms in there, protesting to the referee.
So here come Melbourne again. Slater pushing away from Creary. Trying to get on the outside of Dawn, who makes the tackle. 30 metres out from the goal line. Here's Orford. Robinson. 18 metres out. Smith cuts out Reynolds and running behind Orford, running behind Kearns. Away from Harris, still going, loses the football, and Harris comes and cleans it up and quickly gives it to Cannings, who takes it forward.
Well, Cameron Smith was very lucky to get away with running behind 3 players and not pulled up by the referee, and here's another penalty.
Let him go. Turning him around.
And I don't know why the Melbourne side will be trying to turn them around or turn them on their backs, Russell, because they've got 13 on the field. They probably want to speed the game up, get out there and let them play the ball as quickly as possible.
Well, the Storm down in Manly's 20-metre area, they seem like a side hell-bent on scoring first play nearly every time. They can't do that. They've got to work to put the points on the board.
King taking it forward. Ferris inside to Cannings. Good defence there from Reynoldson and Stephen Kearney. Dawn dummying, not falling for it. He's lost the ball. That was a great tackle from Cameron Smith. And the Melbourne Storm have come up with possession.
Everybody's talking about Billy Slater, but Cameron Smith, no doubt, would have featured highly in perhaps the Rookie of the Year as well.
Here's Geyer across field. Ball back on the inside to Billy Slater. He offloads to Orford. They've got a chance here, the Melbourne Storm. King taken in a good tackle by McGuinness. No, he gets away. I thought McGuinness had wrapped the ball up on the Lincoln centre, and he got up and went again. Fafita Moala, dummying, going down the blind side, and this time it was a ball and all from McGuinness that took him straight to ground. 5 out from the goal line. Orford dummying, going himself, looking to offload. He does. Smith picks it up. 10 metres away, the Melbourne Storm. Orford running across field. Geyer is cutting out Kearney off the legs of Bell. Play on, last tackle. Some of the Manly players struggling to get back in defence. Here's Orford with the kick. Who's it for? Slater's there, but on the full, Luke Dawn takes it. And Manly survive. There's about 4 players from Manly, hands on knees in back play. You can see there in the back.
No wonder they have defended very, very gallantly. I'll tell you what, they've tried very hard, the Manly side. Best defensive effort so far, especially with 12 men only allowing 1 try in. They've got to now try and work it out of their own danger zone. As you've said, Mark, plenty of Manly players, hands on hips, looking for someone to take the ball forward and make some yards.
Bad news for Manly is it's only 20 minutes into the first half. We've got an hour to go, and they're down to 12.
I think that's where it's going to hurt them. In the second 40, in the second half, in the last 10 or 15 minutes, that's when a lot of points are going to be scored against this Manly side, especially down the short side.
Dawn finding touch to try and wind the clock down, give his forwards a breather. Aaron Cannings, who's only just come on, he's got hands on hips and hands on knees. They are very slow to this scrum, Manly. There's Matt King. A few people would like to have a head of hair like that.
How many here is good?
Seconds and locks go in. Come there together.
16 missed tackles from Manly. They've missed 56 and 55 in their last 2 games. They're on their way again.
One, run with the leg.
Fafita Moala.
Hold.
12 short of the halfway. Here's Bell. Menzies with the tackle. Here's Marcus. Solid defence there from Manly. Harris, he's still going. Marcus unable to offload. Back to Guy. They've got numbers if they can get it out. Orford. Billy Slater overran it, causing a couple of problems. King back on the inside. Almost got it away to Orford. Dawn with the tackle. Here's Orford again down the short side. Fafita Moala. Plenty of football for him in the first half. Last tackle. Orford kicking again. Aiming surely for that crossbar, it looked like.
It was touch.
Touch, says the referee.
Touch.
Goal line dropout.
Hit the ball. Goal line dropout.
A little bit of luck here going the Melbourne way. Orford puts it over the top, going for the crossbar as Mark suggesting. They put the right arm up. They touched the ball in the last second. Sam Harris was the man who's come up with that mistake, and now the Manly side, they'll have to defend one more time.
Don't you love it? Just a touch of arrogance from the halfback there, Orford. You're right, Mark. He actually aimed for that crossbar. There's no doubt about that, hoping for a connection there and bouncing into the arm of his teammate.
Stephen Kearney coming up. Oh. It was close, wasn't it? Anyway, the referee's made his decision in Melbourne through Kearns. He's taken the football back. Stephen Kearney off. And here's the man that's come on, Mitchell Sargent, offloading to Robinson straight away. King now. McGuinness will have nightmares tonight about this big mop of hair running at him all night. Oh, there's a harsh one from McGuinness on Sargent, I thought. The referee said no, it was okay. Here's Orford, cut out ball. Geyer, he's lost it forward, and Manly survive again. Full marks to their defence.
And they are coming up in one straight line, the Manly players. But I think that Melbourne side have started trying to promote the ball just a fraction too much. The more times they promote it, the more mistakes they are going to come up with. They've made 4 line breaks. They've only managed to come up with 1 try so far this first half.
There's King. Good tackle around the legs from Robinson. Lashing out with the feet there to try and get up. Be careful of that. Harris. King coming straight from the field. Mark Shipway going on. Second interchange there for Manly is Solomon Amono.
Last tackle.
Nears the halfway line on the last tackle here for the Sea Eagles. Now Dawn will look for touch again and hit after he was kicked. Slater has it covered. Referee in touch, Chad say it was fair enough. Reynoldson coming off as Slater returns the football. Danny Williams going on. Fafita Moala, penalty inside
Square,
the 10.
mate. Square it up, you're offside. Stand to the side.
Mark Chipway was the man that got penalised, and correct decision there by Paul Simpkins. Number of times where you see teams set down to 12 men, the referee's a little bit more lenient. Sticking to his guns there, Paul Simpkins, pulling out the penalties when they need to be given.
Here's Sargent. Back to the Cowboys in season 2004. Tackle by Randall. Here's Danny Williams. 3 Sea Eagles in there to make the tackle. Robinson. Solid defence again from Himono. Quick play the ball though from Melbourne. It comes to Orford. This is Geyer. Kidwell on his outside. He's with the football now. Bell straight through. Tackle made by Ferris. He gets up and goes again. And Menzies comes to wrap him up. Tackle number 4. Geyer. Solid defence on Kidwell. Back to Marcus. Here's Bell. Kearns. Shipway with the tackle. He's lost the football. And so Manly hold again.
You've got to give this Manly defence on their line the biggest wrap of all time. Come centre field, they get a bit loose, but take them down on their own 10-metre line, they are absolutely fantastic. They've got a sense of urgency you don't normally see from a team coming second last in the competition when it comes to defence. They came down to play this Manly side. I hope they do go well.
Keep the 10, hit the 5. Come on, Jason, bring it around. Bring it around. Heads down.
Jason Ferris trying to waste a bit of time.
Why wouldn't you? The players need as much rest as possible. They can get out there.
It's Creary.
Billy, I told you, no, it's not out. When it's behind.
Billy Slater penalised for being inside the 5 and then penalised again for back chatting. And you heard his teammates telling him to be quiet. I think his coach mate at half-time as well.
Let's go.
Now Ferris is taking his time again. It's twice in the last 20 seconds that Paul Simpkins has had to hurry him up. We're down to 12 Manly. This is Cannings. Shipway. Up towards the 40. Randall across foot. In fact, that's Watmow on the field. That's Randall to Ferris. Cut out ball. Cannings running wide. Tackle number 4 for Manly. 13 out from half time, and they only trail by 4. Here's Ferris. Now Creary across field, straightening. Orford and King with the tackle. Last here for Manly. Dawn on the ground. Slater is back there. It may have too much. In fact, it's Stephen Bell that takes it over the dead ball line. I thought it may, in fact, it was Geyer. I thought it may have gone dead, but no chances there by Matt Geyer. And so the Melbourne Storm will have a goal line dropout.
That was their best kicking option to date. Normally they've put in the high ball, but giving no pressure to Billy Slater, and he's made yards and yards. That's the tip I think they need to do. Put the ball just behind the line, put Slater under a bit of pressure so he can't get to the ball, and give them a chance to get it back. Will work much better for them.
Lovely drop kick there from Matt Orford. And so Cannings with the return. Geyer making the tackle. The Kidwell in there also. Watmow over the 30.
That's where Manly are making all the yardage. Just one off the ruck or darts out of dummy half. They don't seem to be going too wide too early. They need to take them on. They're good scoots out of dummy half.
Solomon Amono, 10 metres out from the goal line.
Hasn't King done well to tackle the big man?
Here's Randall going a very short blindside. McGuinness kicking, who wants it? Thought he lost it there. Moala, he did. And so Manly will get another set. They seem to be growing in confidence, Manly. The longer they can keep Melbourne scoreless, 11.5 out from half time.
Wait till the ball's out, I'll call it out.
This time it's Melbourne taking the time to get at the scrum.
They may have all thought it would be a little bit too easy for the mark, getting the 12 men.
Here's Ferris. Dawn stepping, still going. Guy there to make the tackle.
Wait, mark it up.
McDougall towards the goal line.
Let him go out the ruck.
Guy in there again with Sargent. Randall. Ferris. Now Menzies. McGuinness has half a chance if he can get it to him, but he goes himself and taken by King. Malala had come in. McGuinness's pace he may have got there. Here's Hamono. Tackle made by Danny Williams. Held him up before he got assistance from Sargent. Tackle number 4 here for Manly. Ferris kicking early. It's too deep. Way too deep. And so Melbourne survive their first real test of the night. And they'll get a 20-metre restart.
You're ready, go.
It's shallow in goal. Really didn't pay any dividends whatsoever for the little half point to kick in.
Wait, go.
There's Sargent. Good tackle, Shipway.
Maybe this is the wake-up call that Melbourne needed. Good run by Danny Williams once again.
Let him up, stand.
Well, that's the tactic, isn't it? Keep it tight against 12 men and then throw it wide on maybe the last tackle once you've brought their defence in.
Good offload again by Robbie Kearns. Every time he seems to take the ball forward, he offloads. Now Orford running it. Bell now back to Marcus By. Ferris grabbed him by the sleeve and flung him to ground on fire. Here's Orford.
Okay.
Crossfield kick. Dawn is there. Turner's on. King! King will score. Nobody wanted it. And Matt King, in just his second first-grade game, has scored a try. He wanted the football the most. He got it and got 4 points for the Melbourne Storm.
Oh, the young centre. He's had an outstanding first half. He's had plenty of runners coming up. His defence has been fine. But what about this take here? Orford puts it up nice and high. He comes from the left centre. He jumps up above everyone. And then they're all wrong-footed there, the Manly players. And King goes over for another Melbourne try. This is what they needed to wake them up.
Yeah, plenty of action, great kick. Look at the numbers here for the Melbourne Storm. There's 4 on 2. No wonder King was going to get the football. He wanted it more than anybody else. And once he got a bit of a sniff of that white line fever, there was no pulling him back. He was lucky to get between the posts. The kid could already read it, I'm sure.
Just his second first-grade game and he gets his first try.
That's a fair mop of hair too.
It is.
Tell you what, his defence has been very, very good so far. This opening 40.
And Orford should have little trouble from right in front. Manly had battled hard to keep within 4, but they're now 8 behind, and shortly they're going to be 10 points behind. And there it is. Matt Orford adds the extras as we approach the half-time break here at Olympic Park. Melbourne 10, Manly 0. Craig Bellamy looks on.
I think he
Feeling a
knows
little bit better.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know whether to be happy or not too unhappy. The side is certainly trying probably a little bit too hard to get the magical points on the board. Manly once again slowing things down. They know that they've only got another under 8 minutes to go before first half is over. They just want to take their time.
Of course, Albert Torrens sent from the field for a high tackle on Billy Slater. So Manly down to 12. That's what that red mark under Manly means. And here's Sargent returning the football. Jumper number 17, 20 out from his own line. Is that the try that Melbourne need to give them the spark and maybe open the floodgates? Manly down to 12. They only conceded 12 points in the first half last week against Penrith. The second half was a disaster. As I mentioned, they have conceded 46 points or more in their last 4 games, Manly. Over the head of Creary, a little bit of backspin, and the chase is very good here from Melbourne in numbers in a straight line. There's nowhere for Mitch Creary to go.
And that's what's going to really win the Melbourne side the game here tonight. They're kick and chase, put plenty of pressure on the Manly side, make them run out of dummy up as much as possible, get up in their face and defend nice and tight.
The third tackle, and Manly are going nowhere. Dawn picks up about 8 metres, but there's a penalty.
You're never back. You're never back. You weren't up at the marker. You're offside. In no man's land.
Now, these are the things that will disappoint Coach Bellamy because they've got the semi-finals around the corner, and these are fundamental mistakes you just need to keep out of your game. You play this sort of stuff in semi-final football, you'll find yourself on the wrong end of the penalty count. The wrong end of the penalty count in semi-final football, you're on the wrong end of the scoreline.
Gary Winter about to come on for Manly. They're about to make their 4th interchange. Shipway. Oh. Sargent and Williams came in to try and smash him with Kearns around the legs. Here's Menzies. Leading the tackle count for Manly, Stephen Menzies. Here's Ferris. Now Dawn. Solomon Amono. At Orford and King all night, he seems to be running Solomon. And they make the tackle with the assistance of Glenn Turner. Ferris into touch from King. The ball's gone over the touchline. And once again, it was Matt King's defence. There wasn't much of a blindside for Manly to work it. And King made it even smaller.
I think what Manly are trying to do, they're trying to isolate King and Orford on this left-hand flank and then go down the line again, hoping that the young guy will stay at marker and then he'll chase out nice and hard to the open and open up a short blind.
You're right, they don't want to go to the other side that's got Marcus by and, of course, Stephen Bell out there. Very solid defensive units.
So here's Orford inside the final 5 minutes of the first half. Geyer, now King. And this is the time of the game we see so many tries scored just before the break. Here's Smith, now Kearns. Offload again from Robbie Kearns. Back to Cameron Smith. And so Melbourne on the attack. Williams. Orford. Inside Sargent, yawning gap. Will he get there? He's passed it to McGuinness. He may have made it himself, but he just threw the ball away.
Oh, he had to pin his ears back the big front row, but a great play by Melbourne. Down the middle of the right, they caught the Manly side napping.
Yeah, decoy Billy Slater didn't go to him. It went the second pass.
I think he'll look at that in the replay and say, I think I could have got there. I think I could have got another try. Melbourne 5 line breaks.
There's another mistake from Manly, who have missed 21 tackles.
You don't really blame Manly for missing 21 tackles, but down the 12 men, they're always going to come up with a lot of missed tackles in the first half and even the second half. So I think you've got to look at the scoreboard so far. Manly have done a great job. It's only 10-0. And they can certainly come up with a try. They've already proved down the other end of the field with a short kicking game that they can put this Melbourne side under pressure.
Kidwell away from Ferris, still going. And in the inside of his bell, couldn't get the pass away. McDougall's hurt for Manly. He's in a bit of strife, and Marcus trying to get that try in his last home game. Cameron Smith, Orford, inside to Turner. Billy Slater lurking. He goes into acting half. Now, they've got numbers. Guy must score. There it is. They had about 5 on 3. Quick play of the ball, and Matt Guy takes it around under the black dot. Melbourne in again. 14 points to 0. They just ran out of numbers, Manly, and it was too easy for the Melbourne Storm. Orford involved again, and Matt Guy gets his 12th for the season.
Isn't it great vision here by the little halfback, Matt Orford? Just summed up the situation. Saw that Guy was running into a beautiful hole, ran across the field. As you said, Manly just ran out of numbers. They couldn't get away. Look at this, great pass, steps off his left. They had nothing there, Manly, no players, no defenders.
Yeah, all the damage had been done early with a couple of great hit-ups by the forwards to concertina the defence in and hold the defence. And it was a simple play by Orford then. He found Guy running the superb angle, just coming back. There was no way you could get a hand on Guy. Lovely piece of team play by the Storm. Comfortable now, should be 16-0.
Matt Orford having kicked 1 from 2. Missed with his first one from touch, got the second one from this same position. And adds a further 2 points. And it is 16 points to 0 and 600 career points for Matt Orford. Another milestone for him. More importantly for Melbourne, they open a 16-point lead as we approach half-time in Manly. Down to 12 men. Albert Torrance sent from the field in the first half. Manly in no hurry. Jason Ferris is walking back to halfway.
He'll take a 1 minute 22 seconds to kick this ball off. Slowest kick-off you've seen in the competition as it just falls off its mount. How unlucky is that?
Turns the back.
Well, I thought he was going to walk back to the 25 to kick it off, to tell you the truth.
So Melbourne will get a couple of tackles, maybe a complete set before half-time to put more points on the board. Here's Marcus. And tackle number 2.
Another one from dummy half, and then another one from dummy half, and then go wide. That's what the Melbourne Storm should be looking at.
Dyer. Orford, cut out, ball Turner's lost it. Did he get it back? No. And Solomon Amono's come up with it, luckily for Manly, because once again they had numbers, the Melbourne Storm. What now? Cameron Smith who makes the tackle. Bobby Kearns in there also. The referee saying don't lift. They obliged. Now Dawn. Shipway tackled as the siren sounds in the background. Half-time here at Olympic Park. And it's the Melbourne Storm leading Manly by 16 points to 0.
Cameron Smith now looks to get us underway for the second 40.
Here's the restart. Straight to Menzies. Manly defending the southern end of Olympic Park, running right to left. Down to 12. Shipway.
Stand up to the side. Wait.
This is King. Good tackle around the legs there from Glenn Turner. Hamono. Cleary on his inside. He's lost the football. And Melbourne have come up with it in good field position. Not the start that Manly was looking for.
No, that certainly puts them under pressure straight away with only 30-odd seconds. Fafita Moala makes half a break.
Here's Sargent. The ball forward. Ball call from the touch judge. On the far side of the field, Paul Holland, I would suggest.
Well, if they're practicing to play in the semi-finals, the Melbourne Storm would be disappointed about this. Or, gee, I've got to say, there wasn't much in that play. It was a very much a line ball. Coach Bellamy would be disappointed, though. Quick turnover, they couldn't do more with this football, considering the field position they had.
A tough call there in Melbourne. Didn't seem to go anywhere near forward, that pass. But anyway, Manly won't complain. McGuinness with the play the ball. This is what now towards the halfway line. He's lost the football, and a very solid tackle from Danny Williams.
That's one thing Danny Williams has been known for in his career too. He doesn't mind taking it to them and putting some pressure right on them. What now? Got absolutely hammered. Kidd will come in, hit the ball out. That's play on, and then Williams comes up with another tackle.
Not much in the errors. Melbourne making more than Manly at this stage. Doing more with the football as Guy gets up and goes again. This is Sargent and Hamono. Away from Hamono, still going. They've got a chance here. Sargent on his own. I don't think any of his teammates expected him to get up and go again. Here's Smith across field, looking to link with someone. Kearns arriving just a fraction too late. Danny Williams trying to barge over from acting half. Defence hold, Shipway. Hamono in there. Smith again. Now Orford across field. Geyer losing the ball. Went forward, and Manly have come up with possession again. Their defence holding.
Yeah, and Marcus Byer was screaming for the ball out here on this right-hand side as Mitch Creary jumps out of dummy half and makes around about 80 metres off his own try line.
Gee, the finishing touches that the Storm need to put on their game, there's still a fair bit of work to do there if they're going to go any further than maybe their first or second round of the final playoffs.
Well, I think the big thing is when they're running the ball one off the ruck, they need to back each other up. Saw there before Orford making half a break, just looking to offload the ball to someone, and no one was there to take it over the line.
Manly about to make a change 3 minutes into the second half. Gary Winter coming on for Solomon Amono.
Mark it up.
Interchange number 5 for Manly. Peter Sharp down on the bench. His last half of football as coach of Manly. Slater Across field, away from Shipway. Oh, Moala has lost the ball and Manly have come up with it, but King has intercepted it.
No advantage.
Oh.
No advantage there.
Steve Menzies having a bit of a joke there with King. Fafita Moala come up with a mistake, gave the ball, there he goes to catch it. It's caught by Dawn, and then King puts out the left arm, grabs it. He thought he was away. Menzies was pretty close. They have a little bit of a giggle.
I think the Beaver would have caught him without any problems.
Oh, he's knocked that on. He's knocked that ball on. First may look at the referee, but I'm telling you, he knocked it on. He's got that dead set right, Paul Simpkins.
Boys, walk it in.
To Jason Ferris, he had that look on his face.
Legs together. Ball in, stay there, stay there. It's out.
So here comes Marcus. Oh, he had the arm free to offload, but took the tackle in the end. Kidwell away from Shipway, not from Ferris. Randall in there also. They force him back. Good defence from Manly. King coming in also, and he lost the football.
He hit his back, lost the ball.
Well, 4.5 minutes of this second half, and we've seen a number of mistakes from both sides. I don't think there's been a completion yet.
The big issue here is with the defence, King coming over the top. He hit him pretty hard on the ground. That's Kidwell. He comes up with the drop ball. Melbourne 14 errors, 10 for Manly.
Dawn, McGuinness. There's no one at home either. Turner had to make the tackle with Sargent. Watmow up towards the 20. Opportunity here for Manly. They haven't had too many down this end of the field, and Dawn doing well to take that before offloading. How did he manage to hang on to that? Winter will play it. Ferris, now Menzies. They still can't get it over the 20. Now they go inside it. King. Last tackle. What will Ferris do here? Puts it in the air. Marcus has it covered and takes it on the full in the in goal. 20-metre restart. Jason Ferris is disappointed.
And so he should be. Probably not the option they were looking for there. They wanted to get 6 tackles again. You know that they want to try and keep the ball away from the Storm. Down to 12 men, Manly. Just a poor option. I think he should have just dribbled that one over the line, given themselves a better chance to tackle the man in goal.
Danny Williams. Randall with the tackle. Here's Smith kicking. Creary is back there. The chase is on. Moala is flying. Creary gets there first. Gets away from Moala, but not away from Matt King.
Oh, great chase there. You can hear the call. Blues on, Blues on. They know that the fullback's going to be up. So they want to put plenty of pressure on the Manly side. Early kick. Great chase.
Here's Winter. Randall puts the head down. No one there to pass the ball to.
I think if Manly want to get the ball over the line, I think they've got to try to promote the ball a little bit more. No, running out of dummy half is going to be good. It's going to slow the clock up. But I think in the end, they've got to try and score some tries, Russell.
Looking for a 40-20. Won't come off.
Touched in flight, but Slater gets a nice bounce. Harry Winter making the tackle. A couple of metres short of halfway.
Too long. Over the side.
Watmow is the man who got penalised there. Just hanging on just a little bit too long. McGuinness come over the top, trying to play the ball, goes over the top. The referee saying you've got to walk around the man. Puts the Melbourne side on attack once more.
Mitchell Sargent. They're about 25 metres away from adding further points, Melbourne. Smith with the ball. That was more forward than the one that was called up before.
Yep, your eyes are spot on, Mark.
Danny Williams plays it. Here's Smith. Cut out ball, Orford. Now King looking for a double. Defence has him wrapped up, or do they? Hell, they come from everywhere. Becoming an instant crowd favourite in Melbourne. Kearns
Back on the inside, the guy. They've got numbers. Marcus for the corner. He's over. The crowd stand has won in his final home game for the Melbourne Storm. Marcus Bai has scored himself a try, and they are on their feet at Olympic Park. 20 points to 0. Congratulations, Marcus Bai. He's been an outstanding player for the Melbourne Storm.
Oh, he has, hasn't he? Absolute inspiration for all the people that watch him play. Goes over and gives the man a hug who gave him the ball, but just watch this play here by Matt Orford. Robbie Kearns, once again, they're just players turning up, and he throws a long ball. He knows that Marcus is left unmarked. You couldn't see it in the film before, but he had his right arm up saying, give me the ball, and a little slap on the ground saying, thank you very much.
2 handles for Matt Orford. Here's the second one. Now the cutout. Double cut, Marcus Bai, an uninterrupted run to the line, and, well, try number 68. They don't come much easier than that. Celebration. Oh, they'll be enjoying it tonight. Maybe a bit of karma for the Papua New Guinea man celebrating his try.
Well, I think he might have a little bit of that too. And why not?
He's retaping the boots, Marcus.
I think he's getting ready for more tries just quietly. There's plenty going to be coming the offering in the last 10 minutes of the second half.
As he goes back to his position, the crowd giving him a generous round of applause. And Orford adds the extra 2, and so the scoreline mounts 22 points to 0. Melbourne over Manly, and there's still half an hour to go. And the crowd has got one thing they came to see, Marcus score a try in his final game. Well, they're also wanting to see Billy Slater get one.
Oh, I think that may be on the cards himself. Billy Slater has made a couple of breaks in the first half. The issue now is how Manly respond. They're going to pick their heads up and start concentrating on the next set of 6 as Mark Sargent takes the ball for Mitchell Sargent, I should say.
Well, the situation for the Manly Sea Eagles now, they have a new coach coming in next year, Des Hasler. He's down on the sideline, sitting next to the incumbent Peter Sharp right now, and they've no doubt be discussing just what the plans are for season 2004. And for the Manly players, this is their last chance to impress their new coach.
Danny Williams plays it, and his guy, now Kearney, back on the field.
Last tackle.
Ferris with the tackle. Kearney didn't like it. Last here, Orford looking for touch. Donald has it covered. He's had no opportunities tonight, Scott Donald. He's had an outstanding year, scoring 20 tries and a team being well beaten.
And that's been one of the most outstanding things for the Storm, has been their chase on the kicks tonight. It's been absolutely sensational. They've surrounded the ball runner every time.
Menzies getting his hands free, and that's what they need to do, the Manly boys. They've got to start backing each other up. I know they'll be tired, and they'll be pushing themselves as much as possible. They've got to promote the ball.
Dawn with the pass back on the inside to Randall. They approach the halfway line. Dawn kicking on it. Billy Slater watching it go towards the touch line. Will it go over the touch line? Oh! And Billy Slater was close to putting his foot on the touch line, and somehow they stayed in the field of play. Malala.
Both the wingers are very quick out of that dummy half area, aren't they? There goes Marcus Bai again. And the crowd just love him.
Here's King. This is Cameron Smith. Cuts out Williams. Good ball from Sargent to Reynoldsson. Here's Bell. Marcus has gone missing. Cover from Creary. Guy is on the inside. He doesn't use him. He doesn't need him because he's bounced away and scored the try. Well, Stephen Bell was a little bit lucky because Matt Geyer wanted a double on the inside. 26-0 with a kick to come. He almost blew it.
He certainly almost blew it. That is correct. Should have given the pass. Mitch Creary, a great work by Cameron Smith. Jumped out of dummy half. Great ball. Mitchell Sargent once again. Kirk Riddleton. He's been one of their best. Bell flying down this outside the right wing here. He's looking for someone inside. And tell you, Guy was the man. He needed the ball. Just watch it head on.
There was some great interplay by the forwards there. Two really neat passes and a sensational run into the hole by Reynoldston. Now take a look at Guy. He's on the inside there, positions himself perfectly. Bell, you better score this try. Lucky you did, young man, because you would have bombed it on the inside. Matty Guy had run himself into a superb position, and if it had gone any other way, well, there would have been a rather large disappointment for this Storm outfit. But Bell, well, he's a prolific try scorer, and another player that just keeps getting better, and I think he has certainly developed under coach Craig Bellamy.
Yeah, he has. But I must say, Mitch Creary playing fullback, you've got to take the man with the ball. Don't worry about if he passes it. That's not your problem. He needed to take that man, and he didn't do it.
Ben McDougall taking Mitchell Sargent a little bit high and late there. Here's Orford. 3 from 4 tonight. 26-0. It's going to be a battle for Manly. As Orford adds another 2. It's now 4 for 5 from him, and it's 28 points to 0. And as I mentioned, this incident, watch the pass from Sargent and McDougall late and high. Find out whether anything happens later in the week.
Well, that one from Commissioner Jim Hall, and he's...
Well, he doesn't get the ball anyway, so it won't matter, and I don't think anything will happen.
Here's the restart from Ferris. And the man that was hit returns the football. 28-0, and there's still 25.5 minutes remaining, but they've made another mistake here, Melbourne. There's plenty to work on, though, for Craig Bellamy. It hasn't been a convincing performance from the Storm.
Now, if there's to be one thing that Bellamy would be delighted, would be the fact that they have kept Manly scoreless. He always rides every part of the play, every play of the game, but they've kept Manly scoreless. A big plus out of this game.
McDougall, caught that from Stephen Bell. He had to jump to take the pass and was a sitting duck for Bell. Here's Menzies. Storm defence firing up a little bit. Bell calling for troops to help him. Here's Winter at Orford. He makes the tackle. Randall down the blind side. There's a high tackle from Orford. Now will play it. Ferris. Offloading on the ground. Menzies picks it up. Only half a chance there, Manly. They had numbers to the left. Last tackle. Here's Ferris again. A little kick. Here comes McDougall. Has he beaten Marcus By for it? Graham West is going to have to decide.
Jason Ferris going to the line. Everyone's on side. That's not a problem. Marcus By comes just in the screen now. He puts out the right boot. I think you'll find that McDougall may have knocked the ball on. Yep, he's knocked that on.
Well, I've no doubt that Billy Slater will get a rocket from Coach Craig Bellamy. Take a look at Slater here. Stops on the football. You never do that. Commit yourself. Don't worry about personal safety. Billy Slater. You've got to get down on it, Billy.
He's knocked that ball on.
Well, I'm not so sure he's knocked it on, Gary.
Well, I'm telling you, that's a knock on.
Well, last night we saw the Brisbane Broncos disallowed a try that was closer to a try than that. But Graham West has decided that that's a 4-pointer.
I think Jim Hall should have a look at Graham West, the video referee, at the same time.
Gary. First disappointment for the Melbourne Storm. Their line has been crossed.
You can tell me he's got the ball down here. I can't see. He doesn't even know himself. I don't. It's on the board. It's on the board, so we can't do much about it. But I must say, I don't agree with that decision.
I'm all for the benefit of doubt going in favour of the attacking team.
Thankfully, it was 28-0 when we had to make the decision, and not 28-26.
That's what I mean.
Shouldn't make any difference, though.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter. Anyway,
Brisbane fans may be asking, how that's a try, and last night with Craig Frawley wasn't. Can't answer that. And Ferris is out of the 2. And so Manly have broken the duck, 28-6. They're on the scoreboard, which will make them feel a little bit better, but they still have plenty of time to defend with just 12 men. As we see it again, sorry, Harry.
You're right.
Oh, I just can't see that
He's not even forced the ball down. See, no wonder the video referees get themselves in so much trouble when they award stuff like that. You can't let that happen.
Stick you in the video referee's
Mate,
box
anytime they want to do that, give me an opportunity. I'll have a go.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Hey, don't worry about that. It would be fun.
Here's Gary Winter. 20 out from his own line. King taking it forward. But the one thing out of that, though, as Russell was suggesting, Craig Bellamy will not be happy that it was very loose and slack behind from Billy Slater, and Marcus Byer was slow to react also. Dawn, Ferris, Menzies working wide. Menzies back on the inside to McDougall. This is more enterprise from Manly. Last tackle. Ferris with a kick over the top. Orford is there. Slater also. Good tackle made by Dawn, offloading back to Orford. He's found half a gap. Still going.
Well, that's what Manly have got to do. They want to create some opportunities for themselves. They're going to throw the ball around as now Marcus Byer goes forward, gets past one. It's put on the ground now by Menzies.
Nathan Friend on for Melbourne. Cameron Smith having a bit of a breather. Here's Orford. Coming to Kearney, taking the tackle. 28 points to 6. Melbourne over Manly. As Friend out of acting half. Last here for Melbourne. Here's Orford. They're going to run it. Billy Slater. Geyer kicking will find touch. I don't think that's the objective. Wanted the ball to stay in play, one would suggest. But he's found touch about 11 out from the Manly line.
Well, he knew that the Manly defenders had come up very, very quickly, and they started the slide from right to left. Tried to put a little kick in. He would rather have been in the in goal. It wasn't going there. Gives the Manly side a little bit of a breather himself. And now Melbourne had to defend for a set of 6.
Jason, bring it back. Seconds down.
But Russell, I must say that when Manly start throwing the ball around, even with only 12 men, they look a little bit more enterprise. They look like they're going to come up with a break here and there.
They've got nothing to lose, Gary, and I think that's the way they should go.
Harris. A change about to be made by Manly. Harris coming on there for Watmow, but we're about to see Grant Wooden come on. This is Harris. Now Menzies. Williams coming off for Melbourne too. Sorry, Gary.
That's all right, mate. I think they need to keep bringing the ball out to the left. They've gone for the kick downfield. Good-looking kick. Billy Slater just taking his time, but the chase. Manly players are very tight, allowing this man some room to move, and watch out because he can hurt you.
Fafita Mawala near the touchline on the far side of Olympic Park. Matt King. Oh, there's a solid tackle. Jason King. King on King. And he's come again. Very congested blindside there, and Robinson plays it. Orford and Sargent. Winter with the tackle, Wooden in there also. The kick coming from Matt Orford. It's over the head of Donald. He's got his skates out to get back and has it covered. Tries to get past Marcus Byer, who makes the tackle, and the crowd erupts again. Creary. Solid defence here from Melbourne. Winter. Robinson with the tackle around the legs, and Sargent should be penalised, and is.
Flop Mitchell.
Mitchell Sargent penalised for coming in after the tackle was completed there by Peter Robinson. And so Manly get out of their own danger zone. A lot easier than they first thought. Here's Grant Wooden taking the ball forward. Robinson in there with Glenn Turner. 5 short of halfway. 28-6. Melbourne over Manly. Harris through. Has Menzies with him. Menzies slightly overran it. Creary was tackled by a guy just as he got the football. Guy did well not to tackle him too early. Melbourne player in trouble in back play. Now it comes to Dawn. Back to Randall. Puts the head down and Bell makes the tackle. Penalty against Kearney.
Go to the side. Pinning him down.
Quick tap taken by Randall. Now it comes to Wooden. Ball on the ground. Randall picks it up. King. Now Dawn cuts out Menzies. Harris. King in front of him. Forcing him towards the touchline. Another good tackle by Matt King.
Oh, Manly, they need to go wide one more time.
Here's Menzies. No way through there. Kearney with the tackle over the top. Mitchell Sargent around the legs. Dawn. Now Winter. Trying to back his way through. Kittle with the tackle. Dyer in there as well. Dawn jumping for the ball. Kicking off the post. It's been missed by the Melbourne Storm. Did McGuinness knock it on? I think he may have.
His hand hit it. Just have a look to see if his hand hits the ball here for a knock on.
Graham West will have another decision. McGuinness knows he knocked the ball on. It was there for the taking. I think he lost it.
Graham West should get this one right.
Let's hope so, Gary.
With the players virtually giving himself up, but Luke Dawn going to the line, putting the kick in between two Melbourne players. Not in a hurry to get back there was Melbourne. They tried to fling the ball at the back was Matt Orford. And then McGuinness, he drops it cold. That was a 4-pointer for sure. He just wants to look at this again just to make sure that
Here it is,
okay.
off the hand there, goes forward. I don't think there's any doubt about it, and I think McGuinness was well aware of that.
No try, 20-minute restart.
Wow. No wonder I had to walk down there and knock on the door and let him know exactly what was happening.
Took us a while to get there. Of course, you're referring to yourself as the old fullback, Russell, not Billy Slater being the old fullback.
That's one. Stand up.
He's wrapping himself again, Russell. I can't believe it. Well done, Russell. Some of your best stuff. You know what? The Shaft has had a fantastic year too, hasn't he?
Peter Robinson playing it.
Just a word to all Storm supporters, don't forget membership renewals.
That's what I was going
Late September. Now is the time to start saving for your 2004 Melbourne
His friend at acting half Orford. Now Kearney, Kidwell.
I've got a kick coming down this right-hand side. Very short.
Kearney pushing away from Ferris. Menzies making the tackle. Last tackle. Here's Orford. The kick for Slater. Orford's there as well. Keeps it on the toe. It's still there. Who wants it? It's still there. Still play on it. Went backwards all the time. Reynoldson has it. Has the tackle count been restarted? No. He better get rid of it. He doesn't.
Great vision once again. Matt Orford to put the little kick over the top. Nearly came off for him. Once again.
Robinson coming from the field for Melbourne with what looks like a leg injury. And we've already, here it is, the interchange. He's limping. He missed a couple of weeks earlier in the season with an ankle injury. So he's injured.
We don't want to lose him for the semi-finals, Mark, because he's had a tremendous season for the Melbourne side. Graham Bellamy now is down on the sideline, watching his team go around. They know they've got this game wrapped up, so the intensity has certainly dropped off. Only 15 minutes to go in this game. Forgive the players to be doing that.
Glenn Turner has concussion. He won't be back for Melbourne either. There's a great offload. Here comes Harris, kicking for McGuinness, and Mawala has it covered.
Held now, held, let him go.
News from downstairs, Peter Robinson has an ankle injury.
Melbourne side really around that ruck area have been found a couple of times by Manly. Open them up pretty easily. It's one area that they'll have to improve on in the semi-finals of next week.
Kidwell trying to get to his feet. Manly players everywhere. Here's Guy up. Crossfield, Nawala has outrun his lonesome. Last tackle. Here's King. He kicks. Is that played at? Knock on. Unfortunate there for Harris. I think he just put the hand out of reflex.
And the man of the match jersey winner.
Yeah, King darting out the dummy half area. Harris was unsure. I think even King was unsure where he was chipping that ball. I think it was one of the few.
That's a tough one, that one.
The winning raffle ticket.
Well, he did put his arm up to Russell, so I think the referee got it right. Well, I know he got it right.
2-3. The lucky winner of this week's prize, a Honda merchandise.
Peter Robinson won't be back with that ankle injury. Glenn Turner won't be back with concussion, so they're down to 2 on the bench. Orford, here's Geyer, a yawning gap. They won't catch Matt Geyer. Now he gets his double. A yawning gap from the base of the scrum. Matty Orford read it to perfection. And Matt Geyer has scored try number 13 of the season, that he can thank the work of his halfback Matt Orford, who put him into the gap 32-6 with a kick to come.
Matt Orford is the linchpin of this Melbourne side. Watch, he goes away, slows his run down a fraction. And then this man here has had a tremendous game, straight down the middle. There's a big gap, a little bit too wide from that scrum base. Just watch this here in the front on. Look where he runs to. Mitch Creary not too sure who he should take. In the end, takes nobody. And he races around about 30-odd metres to score number 2.
Matty Geyer, sponsored by Madden Group Interiors.
Celebrations there
interior design and
for the
construction.
Melbourne Storm, and Geyer the double tonight, 66 on the career. He's been an outstanding player for the Melbourne Storm.
A fair bit of onus on him too, just quietly, with Scott Hill being...
There's Marcus By about to have a shot at goal. Sorry, Russell. He's got the kick. He's taking it back to the 20. Well, right in front. less for him to walk back. Well, Paul Simpkins has told him to move it forward.
Well, the referee did point to the mark and said, there it is there. And then he said, oh, hold on, mate. You can actually go a little bit closer. Craig Bellamy looks on with a little bit of a smile. Now, wouldn't this be great if he kicks this? He's a left footer. I hope he's just...
Well, let's hope he doesn't miss it. It is from in front, Gary.
He hasn't kicked the goal for Melbourne. Here we come. He's done it.
Great stuff, Marcus By.
Marcus By kicks the goal. Well, may he smile.
He's clapping, the fans are clapping, they're all laughing, they know they're in the semi-finals. He knows he's got a few more games now left for the Melbourne side, and it all starts next week. Here he goes, lines it up, oh, what a beauty.
On the bench. Interesting to see Matty Orford on the bench. The coach taking him off, taking no risks, and why wouldn't you? He is such an important player for this Melbourne Storm side. And with 11.5 minutes of play remaining, there's no point risking him. We've already had injuries to Robinson and Turner. They don't want an injury for Orford. Here's Marcus By.
Marcus would like one for the road.
Danny Williams up towards the 40. Kearney now.
Well, flop here and a flop there.
Grant Wooden being penalised. The same infringement that Mitchell Sargent was penalised for earlier. Just flopping on the player who had already been tackled. That's the 30-metre line. They're going to tap the ball. The Melbourne Storm, more points in the offing here. Oh, Reynolds, what a charge, and Jason King tried to line him up. Here's Friend. Friend out of acting half, full back to beat, and he almost did it. Great tackle from Creary. The Melbourne Storm want more points. Smith playing halfback with Orford off the field. Geyer looking for a hat-trick. He's lost the ball. It went backwards. Marcus could get a double here. Kidwell would pass it. Now he does. It's too late. By picks it up. Away from Donald. Offloading back to Bell. Now to Billy Slater. Can he get one? There's enough Manly defenders there to wrap him up. 10 out from the line. They've got enormous numbers to the left, but there's a penalty.
Not aware that. No, get on the line.
Steve Menzies penalised for back chatting. They've still got enormous numbers left. but Sargent doesn't need almost over, just half a metre out. They've still got numbers left. It comes from Kearney. Kearney with Menzies in front of him, who makes the tackle. Can't offload, and is backslammed heavily to the ground. A couple of metres out from the goal line. The Manly defence is regrouped. They got numbers right this time. They come that way, but back to Billy Slater in the middle of the ruck, who's tackled 10 out from the line. Randall wouldn't let him go. Well, unfortunate, or very fortunate, I should say, for no penalty. Now Reynoldson's lost it. And Manly survive again, but they had their opportunities, the Melbourne Storm, and Craig Bellamy gets the trainer out there straight away. He's not happy.
Well, you've got to say to yourself, if Matt Orford was out there, they would have probably come up with a try. A couple of guys playing out of position. Steve Kearney and Manly players have plenty to talk about after the last tackle that he received. Steve has said, listen, son, just take it easy. You don't need any problems.
After today's game, voting will close 9:15 sharp.
McGuinness.
Don't forget, Marcus Fly's last game, Mitchell Sargent's last game. A good choice today for your Storm player of the match. Number 11, 907-171.
Lindsay's coming through, but the pass not able to be offloaded. King up towards the 30. 34 points to 6, 6 tries to 1. The Storm over Manly, who've played most of the game with 12 men. Albert Torrens sent from the field in the first half for a high tackle on Billy Slater. Randall inside to Aaron Cannings. And Cannings will play it. Last tackle, and Manly 1 in the clock down, fine touch. And neither side in too much of a hurry to get to the scrum.
Now they will be looking for this last 8 minutes of this game to go very, very quickly, especially the Manly players and probably the Manly fans sitting at home watching on Fox Sports. The team has tried very, very hard, but without a lot of ball, without a lot of field position, they've struggled to put points on the board, especially with only 12 men on the field.
This is Bell. Back towards the centre. Guy. This is Kidwell. Able to offload. Back to Billy Slater. He then finds Smith. He was tackled just short of halfway. Sargent. 7 minutes of play remain. Now Danny Williams up towards the 40.
Great run, Danny Williams, straight over the top of Solomon Himono. Steve Kearney now goes to the line.
Here's Melbourne, 22 metres out. Kicking high, Cameron Smith, Creary will take it. No, he doesn't. The bounce for Guy, or is it? Oh, McGuinness has come from nowhere.
Well, touched in flight, there's no doubt about that, but McGuinness took it over the dead ball line, so restart from the line dropout. I thought Matt Guy here he's coming to picture now, zeroing in on the football. I thought he was zeroing in on try number 3. Denied by McGuinness, but gee, floating high ball and just exposed Mitch Creary at the back.
6 minutes left in the coaching career of Peter Sharp at Manly. It's been a tough time for him. And there's the man that's going to replace him, Des Hasler. What will be going through those minds at the moment? Peter Sharp without a job at the moment for next year, and Des Hasler with an almighty job in front of him. And here's the Melbourne Storm. Returning the football 30 metres out from the line. They've got 5 minutes and 50 seconds left at Olympic Park in season 2003. Kearney. Sargent. Oh, Danny Williams hitting a solid tackle. Solomon Himono left his impression there. Here's Guy. Now Bell had the arms free. Marcus was waiting for a double. Williams, Guy up. Cross field, the defence is holding at the moment for Manly. McGuinness screaming for troops to Manly's right. Friend, Danny Williams should be able to score, he does. The arms were pinned to the chest for a short amount of time, but he freed them and put the ball down, and the Melbourne Storm lead by 38 points to 6, and with a kick to come, it should be 40.
Well, he's been solid here tonight, Danny Williams. 12 tackles, 10 hit-ups, and a try to go with it. Just put out the smallest man, got his arms free at the last one. Looks up the referee and says, I'll take that one.
No one more deserving in this outfit for the Storm than Danny Williams, the try scorer. He has been the heart and soul. He has not shirked one moment of work, ball in hand or making the tackle, and great to see him get over. He's another player I think has really come on under coach Craig Bellamy.
In his last game, he's going to have a kick for goal.
And now Mitchell Sargent is about to have a shot at goal. So he's been farewell. He's off to the Cowboys next week. None from none. Will it be none from one or one from one? And it's one from one for Mitchell Sargent. So he's kicked the goal. Marcus Byers kicked the goal, and the bench is very happy. 40 points to 6. The Danny Williams fans are happy also.
Just wonder how different the game would have been if Manly had 13 on the field. Melbourne Storm hadn't been sent off. And I think you'll be seeing this scoreline here of 40 points to 6, but we're never going to know.
I know it's 40 to 6. But I don't think Craig Bellamy will be wrapping the performance too much.
As a player, you know the opposition got 12 and you start scoring some points, you do take it a little bit easy. So I don't really have a problem.
Kirk Reynoldson has had to jump to catch the ball. Would have gone out in the full by 5 metres.
Mate, semi-final football, you'll see a different Melbourne Storm. The players will be more switched on. They know they've got this game won. They know they've got 4th position anyway.
There's an error, and so Manly have come up with possession. 2.5 minutes remain. Manly, can they finish the season with another try? Randall, Dawn, Cannings. Solid defence there from Danny Williams and Stephen Kearney. Shipway trying to force him forward. Here's Dawn. Ferris without the headgear now, cuts out Menzies. Donald finishes the season in a quite emphatic way. 21 tries. Scott Donald finishes the way he's gone all year for Manly and scored the try. But what about the ball from Jason Ferris?
He's been Manly's best here tonight, Jason Ferris, the little number 7, but Scott Donald, he didn't have much room to work in here. Nice ball here by Luke Dawn. Nice and wide. Ferris sees the man out unmarked, gets on the outside of Marcus By. He can't make up the yardage, and he goes over for a good Manly try. As we were saying before, they had to promote the ball as much as possible in the second half. They want to come up with any tries. Marcus By, that's something that they'll have to work on throughout their semi-final aspirations to go to the grand final. The defence on the edge. Scott Donald, 21 tries, equal leading try scorer, 2003.
Yeah, with Reece Wesser, who's also on 21. An outstanding performance in a side that's going to finish second last. Their worst effort since the 50s. Solomon Amono, well, it's just they have a raffle before the game. And first prize was Marcus By, second prize Mitchell Sargent.
I tell you what, I think Russell Fairfax might be out there. Look at that.
Does this mean Solomon's not playing next year?
Oh, I don't know. I tell you what, he's got some style about him. The way he stepped back there. I reckon I'll back him in. There you go.
It'll be a big effort if he can kick it, and he hasn't.
Well, he's kicked it. Don't worry about that. But he hasn't gone over the post. He's kicked it well. Give the man some credit.
Missing 40 points to 10. We're in the final minutes of this game. In fact, the final minute. And the final minute of the coaching career at Manly of Peter Sharp. 40 points to 10. Melbourne over Manly. And the Melbourne Storm. What a coaching effort from Craig Bellamy. They've had so many key players missing for most of the year, but they've finished 5th. The kick, Danny Williams, I thought was just going to nail Watman on the final tackle of the match and the final tackle of the year for Manly. It's all over. Melbourne 40, Manly 10, full time at Olympic Park.